welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Last time, we were a little bit disorganized with our blitzballing. This time, probably more of the same. First things off the bat here, there's a couple of players I missed mentioning as far as interesting characters you may want to pick up for your blitz team. Two of them we already had before. Zevronso, he's I think still in Luca somewhere on one of the docks. And Zalitz, who is by the Sphere Theater there. They're still decent players to pick up. Zalitz and Nida are very similar in terms of how they play. Nida has some better stats, I think, but less attack. I think she has higher block stat. And then she also has way better passing stat. And more importantly for me, she has more speed. So that's why I chose her. Durin, the character I mentioned down in the gorge in the Calmlands there, he's a good goalie if you're just starting and up to like level 10. Beyond that, don't use him at all. And a minor note on that, everything I read told me you had to wait until you got to the point where, let's see, rip and load, where Sin appeared here. But apparently you want to try and recruit him before the High Bridge, before visiting the High Bridge when it's a new area and you're supposed to go check it out and watch the scene with Maester Micah. Because I went to go look for him and he's not there. Though, just because he's not there doesn't mean other teams can't sign him. He just got signed in some of the matches I was doing off screen, which was kind of funny. But anyway, so we've made that point. Now, about recruiting characters, let's head back down here. Now, I've played a bunch of additional games off-screen since the previous episode there. And I've one game away from getting the Auroch Reels, and I'm also, well, I think I'm 4 games into the next league that I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to learn some text for Titus and stuff like that. Now, if you want to try and lure a player away from the team that they're on, the way I would recommend you do it, basically play games or go into the exhibition and just forfeit games over and over and over again until you got the player that you're looking for down to only 1 game, which is what I've done with Nemruk here. This is the same way that I recruited Barrick, Egger, and no, not Egger again, and Blappa. Now, the reason why I have Blappa and Barrick, even though I'm not using them, is because them, along with Egger, they have some of the highest, most balanced stats of any player in the entire game. And the Albed Sykes are hard enough with them without them on there. So basically, I got them so that other teams won't get to use them. When it comes to Nimruk, he is the best goalie in the game, at least for the first, 75%. I think he has the highest catch stat at the end of the game, too, even though his growth kind of levels out. And there are points where, he might not have the highest catch stat at this level or that level. But what happens is if you press the square button on a character to scout them and they're with another team, and then you go and you play a match, some people say you have a higher chance of getting the player to leave that team because it looks like someone's interested in them. Now, ideally, if you want to make life easier on yourself, what you do is you get to the point where you have the airship, you hire nobody, or you hire some of the players you want to hire. Actually, hire the players you want to hire, save for the goalie, and then just go into exhibition games and play against the Albed Sykes. You have to play against the Albed Sykes, otherwise Nimruk's, the amount of games you've played won't actually go down. The thing with exhibition is, just because you choose an exhibition game doesn't mean everybody else plays as well. So you have to keep choosing the Albed. Go in, forfeit, over and over and over again, get them down to 1, and then save. And then you could start playing through the whole game. I didn't choose to do this. I just went with Jamal just because it's easy enough to do it with him. But it'll make your life a lot easier if you try and steal Nimruk away early on, as opposed to trying to steal him later, where it doesn't make as much of a difference. Now, what I have done, though, is I've got him down to 1 game. You press the square button to go scout him. Then you come in here. Now, I have this already set up so that we're playing the Albed Sykes. And as you can see, my levels have gone up a little bit since the last time that we saw things here. And I have more text. Now, there are a number of ways you can set up specific techs. I've learned a bunch of techs going kind of through the game. Now, normally with Titus, what you want is you want Sphere Shot or Jet Shot first. Then you want some kind of a passing ability. Nat Pass, Wither Pass, Venom Pass. Typically, your best bet is to go with Nat Pass first or Wither Pass. The reason for this is because these will lower useful stats. That puts the enemy to sleep. This drains their HP, which usually doesn't affect them all that much, especially as you get later into the game. You can see down by the key techniques there, I've got 1,000 HP now, so draining a little bit faster really isn't going to affect me all that much. And then you want to put on some kind of a tackle. I wouldn't recommend Drain Tackle. Drain Tackle is not very good. You absorb HP, which rarely is necessary at this point. You know, early game it is, but late game, no. So I would stick with Wither Tackle or Nap Tackle. Usually they seem to work best for me. Now, that's kind of your ideal. If you're trying to score as many goals as possible, you want Jet Shot, obviously. It's basically the best shot. Gets rid of all these extra people around you. And then you just need some ability to increase your stats when you're passing and tackling and all that kind of stuff. So you pretty much want to set everybody up that way. Now, if you're trying to level up, what you want to do is, you know, say you want to level up 2 characters, in this case my 2 defensemen. What you would want to do is you would want to put a level 2 pass and a level 1 pass on, and then have them in the backfield passing back and forth over and over and over and over and over again. You can get 30 or even 40 experience for each of them if you just pass back and forth over and over and over again. You get more experience for passing with a level 2 pass, so I would do that the first couple of times until you've got about, I don't know, half or a third of your HP left. Then start using the level 1, and that way you can keep using it because you'll get more experience for using a level 1 than you will for just using a normal pass. And if you run out of HP, you can't use any of your techs. Okay, so there's that. Now, the way I'm currently set up is with a whole bunch of Venom stuff, which I've already talked about not being particularly good. And the reason why I'm set up with all of the Venom stuff is I'm trying to learn Anti-Venom 2 for Titus. So that's basically the 3 ways you can set yourself up. My techs are set. Am I going to get lucky enough to attempt to learn it? No, but we'll throw that on there. Why not? Amp Shot 2 and Sphere Shot. You'll never get a shot off, but that's fine. Drain Tackle 2, we can try and learn that. And Nap Tackle. I'm actually going to show this game off as kind of a... What's the kind of the word I'm looking for here? Kind of a redemption after how brutally they kind of screwed me over way earlier in the game. And just to show some additional strategy against the most difficult team that's out there. Now, if you're just trying to get Nimruk and you're not like me and you're not trying to show something off for the purpose of the Let's Play, then just go into Exhibition for, you know, once you go press square up against Nimruk, you get back to the save point, you save, then you go into the Exhibition, you play an Exhibition game against the Albed, you forfeit, and hopefully they don't re-sign him. Basically, just keep doing this over and over and over again, and hopefully you'll get lucky. I'm going to hope I get lucky here, but it probably won't happen. Alright, so basically, one thing I like to do is I like to just pass the ball around a little bit, and Nida's got some nice speed, so what you can do is you can use her on the outside here to kind of draw people's fire away, and if you go far enough out there, you can actually kind of... They don't want to go all the way to the edge of the sphere a lot of the time. But anyway, now that we've done that, we've got someone fast moving, and now we basically separated things so we can get Titus right at the gate here. We can get past, try and shoot. I'm going to use Venom Shot. Venom Shot or Sphere Shot, as I would put on if I wasn't trying to get Anti-Venom 2, is good because it just increases your shot and it doesn't use as much HP as Jet Shot, especially when you don't need to knock anybody out of the way. So there's Wither Tackle. My pass is halved. Luckily it wasn't my shot, because now that we have things kind of set up, we should be alright. And he's still kicking my ass. By the way, when the numbers cycle up like that, that's the super goalie ability in action. And that's that is the best ability in the game for the goalie, and Grip Gloves is the second most useful ability in the game for them. And the reason for that is it allows them to control the ball a little more. This is Super Goalie here. Mine didn't even go up any, but Grip Gloves basically allows him to catch the ball easier. So Rop's got the ball here. So we're going to move up, and then we're going to kind of pull back a little bit. Unfortunately, the other players aren't playing nice here, so we're going to pass the ball. I'm going to throw it over to Titus and basically have him try and score once again. The other thing you can do is you can kind of pass, use your... There we go. We'll just get real close. We'll get all three of them on us. We'll break through one of them, and then we'll do a jack shot. Basically how we've done things before. Hopefully this does not work. We'll copy that one for Rop there. Get rid of two of these guys. Now the thing is, if you reset your data and you start playing the Albed from scratch, you're gonna be struggling with them, as you pretty much always will. Now, Super Goalie is random, it won't always work, and wow, I'm getting unlucky. A lot of the time, Nimric won't even have Super Goalie on, and that's usually your only way of kind of getting through, because he can get really lucky with Super Goalie a lot of the time. So we'll go for a tackle here. We're not going to get anything. He's going for a nap shot. Now, learn that. And I was saying he would never get that off. Now, if it doesn't do enough to score on me, it might hit the goalie and put him to sleep. And if he's put to sleep, he can't stop the ball at all. All right, so we've got another player here, Iger. Now, the character I originally got from the Comland, Savannah or whatever her name was, I got rid of her at like level 6 once I was able to pick up Iger because he's just that good. Let's see, we're only going to break through one of them, unfortunately, and then we're going to go for a shot, and we're going to go for a nap shot. And of course, you're going to get lucky and you're going to steal the ball. Judah, as I said before, is a really good choice to pick up if you are able to. See, even later in the game, these players for the Albed, they tend to level up even more than a lot of the other teams at times. So, okay, I'm going to pass to Titus, and then Titus is going to go straight for a goal here, because I think I only have time. Only one, thank you. We'll break you, shoot, and a venom shot. That might be enough time, assuming Super Goalie doesn't take forever. There we go. See, the first time I played, after resetting the data, the first game I played was against the Albed. I lost 1-0. After playing 5 more games, I fought against them one more time. I won 4-0. Now the thing is, the game does get a lot easier as you go on. Now it's slightly more difficult because the characters, the opposing players had their levels forced up on me instead, because they didn't like the fact that I was doing my level grinding. But as you can see, you know, some of them are kind of at my levels, some of them are not. Like, they just picked up Tats as a player, and when they just pick up a player and get rid of an old one, then they tend to not. Basically, the way it works is that new player will start at a low level, and then it'll take a few games to get them kind of up to level. But they get way more experience in a game to catch up than they ever would be able to get them for them normally. Anyway, even my goalie got experience on that one. Not that it's going to matter. Rob learned nap tackle. Cool. I may or may not end up saving this game, because the whole point of this is to make sure that I get... no, we don't need to change any of that. The whole point of this is to make sure... I can't remember what Gamble does. There's an ability called High Risk that cuts your stats in half in exchange for double experience. So that's useful if you want to kind of level people up. Anything else worthwhile picking up? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Good enough. Now, if, like I was saying, there's different strategies that you can employ if you want to do certain things. Against the Al Bhed, you really kind of want to go more for offense, but you could sit there and, pass the ball around from defenseman to defenseman over and over and over again and sit in the backfield, especially if you're already up a little bit, and then basically just move them kind of real close together and go pass, use some kind of a tech, pass from one to the other. The reason why you want to be close is because you want to take as little time as possible. If you're going to do this, use nap pass as your passing ability. That way, when somebody sneaks up on you and gets in the way, you just keep throwing nap passes through the guy over and over again until he falls asleep, and then he won't bother you anymore. Anyway, now that we've dragged a few of the characters back, let's send Titus up here. Now, if you press the square button when someone's in your range, you can break them, and what this will do is it'll force them behind you, as you see on the minimap, and give Titus more of a lead to kind of work with here, which is entirely what I was trying to do there. So we got you in there, that's fine. And then we'll go for Venom Shot. Now, if you're trying to learn Anti-Venom 2 there, do not block this, thank you. There we go, I learned it. Nice. If you're trying to learn it, what you have to do is you have to not score on them. So you can shoot from center. Oops, wasn't really paying attention there for a moment. Go for a nap shot there. You can even shoot from center and use your Venom Shot, because if it does less than his overall stats, less shot than his catch, and he would have stopped it, it works on the percentage on whatever shot it is. I think with Venom Shot 2, it's 60%. 60% chance it'll inflict poison on him. And then if he has the anti-venom thing that you want, like that's only anti-venom 1. I need anti-venom 2 to complete my key techniques for Titus, but yeah, so that's basically what you're trying to go for here. Hopefully I've explained things well enough. I'm not sure if I have entirely, but let's go to Nida. We'll use Nida to kind of sneak around here. You'll notice that we'll get a lot of people kind of following her up here. So we got 2 people over there. We'll be able to pass now to Titus. And even though there's still 2 people around him, he should be able to use the Jet Shot and finish things off. Okay, no break, shoot, Jack Shot, there we go. But yeah, you have to make sure you're not entirely you're not trying to score when you're trying to learn like an anti-tech from a goalie. If you're trying to learn it from a player, then you're going to want to put on, of course not. You're going to want to put on like lots of like Venom Pass and Venom Tackle, and then basically swim up to the player who has the anti ability, and then keep throwing Venom Passes at it. Or if they get the ball, use Venom Tackle on them, just like I did there. That's why everybody has it. 1 left. Are you serious? You're supposed to be shooting. You've got Sphere Shot. I want to learn that. You have high stats. I don't want you shooting on my goalie. In fact, I want to get Nimruk in net so I don't have to worry about that ever again. Endurance is half. I need to... No! You're going to score on me. Oh. Now, the reason why, even though Rop was kind of far away and probably shouldn't have been there, is he has the Brawler ability. And now, the Brawler ability is very interesting in that basically what it allows you to do is encounter other players from further away with a given chance. It doesn't always work. I've had someone be literally inside my circle. I press the square button and it's like there's no one there. Okay, no break, shoot, Jack Shot. This is kind of your strategy against the Al Bhed here. You can use Sphere Shot if you can get Titus in a one-on-one situation, and he'll have a higher stat to work with there. But at the levels that we're at, we're finally at a point where we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can just try the Jet Shot over and over again. We have the HP to do it multiple times per half without having to, heal or drain tackle or any stupid thing like that. So anyway, some people say that goalies will have a higher chance of leaving the team if you score a lot of goals on them throughout the game, their last game of the contract. So I'm hoping that's going to help my my situation out here, and hopefully they will not re-sign him. Yeah, I don't care about you. He's another good player to pick up, actually. He's got some decent stats as well. Who's the other one? For the most part, I would stick with the Elbed Sykes. Steal them as early as you can because they're all really good. You could have a team that basically mirrors what they have. Pick up Barrick, Blappa, Iger, and Luda, and then put them with Brother, and that basically you're good. Or scrap Luda and just have Brother and Titus there with the other three. You can even put them on defense even though they're supposed to be offensive, and I tried that for a little while. It's all right. I like having the additional speed that Nida has, but it's nice to kind of play around with things. I already talked about Wedge being a good choice for his high stats, and they re-signed him. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to undo this. Actually, I think I learned a key technique. You know what? I'm just going to go and into, what is it here, the exhibition games a bunch of times, and I'm just going to forfeit until he only has one left again, and then we'll load up once he finally doesn't re-sign with them. Okay, so I've gotten him down to one game again there. Head to an exhibition game, play the Elbed Sykes, just throw your characters on there, and basically what I do, since I'm trying to learn a specific tech, is take a look, and if they happen to have Anti-Venom 2, then I would have tried to learn that in the game instead of just forfeiting right away. But usually your strategy, if you're trying to get a player specifically, is just, make sure you press the square button to scout Nimrod beforehand, save, come into here, hopefully he doesn't get the ball off the draw, and then forfeit right away. Give me the ball. You had 16, he had 10. How does that make any sense? I had 21, you had 17. How does that make any sense? Come on, game. Stop that. And yeah, see, as you can see, last time we did this, he's re-signed for 6 games. This time he re-signs for 27 games. And this time, finally! Oh, thank you. That took way too many attempts this time. Usually it takes 2 to 6 attempts. This time it took 12. Been doing this for 10 minutes. Really bored. But anyway, eventually, if you keep doing this over and over and over again, just reloading your save each time it doesn't work, you'll be able to get Nimrod off the Elbed Sykes team, and you'll be able to go pick them up for yourself. Now, if you're playing the Steam version, or I can't remember if the PS4 version has an autosave feature, if it does, then it'll autosave as soon as you enter the pool. So when you're reloading on these versions, then you won't have to reload to outside at the save sphere. You just reload and it starts you right at the start of the period. So all you have to do is go in and, press forfeit. So it's a lot easier. Finally, we got Nimrod there. And we'll want him for the rest of the however long he's there. He's not very expensive, so. So we need to release somebody. Sure, we'll release somebody. Barrick, sure, why not? I only kept him around so that it wouldn't make my life more difficult, but Nimrod makes my life a lot more different than anything else. Now, I could have gotten rid of Jamal since that, I don't need him anymore, but he's reasonably high leveled and he already has good stats, so I don't want to do that either. That way I can basically hoard him so that there are less teams with good goalies. Makes my job easier. Anyway, that's pretty much all for today. There will be one more Blitzball episode next time. If I had done all the Blitzball stuff on screen, it would have been 3 weeks of freaking episodes of Blitzball. But there's a few things to go over. We're going to get the ORAC reels. We're going to get the sigil. And there's only one other thing in Blitzball that I really wanted to go over. We've kind of, demonstrated new strategies and all that, so I don't think I need to show any more games on screen. But I do want to show at least some kind of a demonstration of how to get Anti-Venom 2 as well as Jack Shot 2. So anyway, that's what's for next time. That's going to be a pain in the ass to set up. So anyway, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.